Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula. Since my top 6 favorite movies list went over so well, I've decided to continue on with my listings into a whole new territory. Cartoon characters! Yes, I'm gonna tell you fine folks who the 6 greatest cartoon characters ever made are. Alright, fasten your seatbelts everybody. This list is about to begin. Number 6. Funky Phantom from The Funky Phantom. His name is Jonathan Wellington Mudsey Muddlemore, but you probably know him better as Funky Phantom. Hanna-Barbera released a lot of high-quality animated programs during the early 70s, but the greatest of them all was The Funky Phantom. It was an amazing show about a cartoon ghost that died in the Revolutionary War and sounded a lot like the Cowardly Lion. Funky Phantom would go around with a bunch of teenagers and their dog. Very original, like all Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Unfortunately, The Funky Phantom only lasted for 1 season. I assume that this was because it was such a high-budget show. There would have to be 100 billion people watching it in order for it to be profitable. Oh well. Number 5. Tracy Sketch It from Pokemon. Pokemon is one of the greatest Japanimated shows ever Japanimated, and the best season of the show was when Ash, Pikachu, and the girl ventured to the Orange Islands to do stuff until Gold and Silver came out. The main reason the Orange Islands season was so classic was because of this fellow, Tracy Sketch It. He replaced Brock, the character that doesn't know the meaning of the word no when it's said by a woman. What made Tracy so funny was the fact that he liked to draw things. Hilarious! He also wore a snazzy red headband. It really made him stick out as a character visually. It's a shame that Tracy didn't last longer on the show. He was replaced by Brock in the next season that was actually based on a game. I count the days until the next time I'll get to see him draw something. Number 4. Clutch Cargo from Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo was a revolutionary cartoon and featured top-notch animation ahead of its time. The show had some of the most realistic mouths I've ever seen in a cartoon. Kudos to the animators. They really outdid themselves drawing those mouths. Sometimes I thought they were actual people's mouths placed onto the characters, but of course they weren't. Clutch himself was a badass who got involved in all sorts of exciting adventures despite appearing to be in his early 60s. A lot of Clutch's adventures mostly just involved him talking, but he really managed to make talking exciting. And in full color, too! Number 3. Kokkola Boosh from Rugrats in Paris. Rugrats in Paris is the Empire Strikes Back of Rugrats movies. It's the best film in the Rugrats motion picture trilogy. One of the greatest assets of the film is its villain, Kokkola Boosh. She's a fascinating character and truly diabolical. Her evil plan involves marrying Chaz Finster in order to get a promotion. Coco cunningly manipulates babies in order to carry out her scheme. Every action of LaBouche is so carefully orchestrated that you need to really watch Rugrats in Paris multiple times to catch every little detail of this grand scheme she has devised. Kokkola Boosh may seem like just a slightly different version of Cruella de Vil, but trust me, she's totally different. Number 2. Pops Racer from Speed Racer. Okay, I'm kind of cheating here because when I say Pops Racer is one of the best cartoon characters ever made, I'm really talking about the version of Pops Racer played by John Goodman, which isn't a cartoon, but it's based on a cartoon, so it still counts. Pops Racer is such an unsung character. He built the Mach 5, one of the most badass cars in existence. Pops Racer also built Speed Racer, one of the most badass racers in existence. Pops is a crucial aspect of the racer universe and he can't be ignored any longer. He's a great father. He's a firm but caring man. The scene in Speed Racer where Emile Hirsch and John Goodman have their chat that mirrors the previous chat between Pops and Rex earlier in the film always brings tears to my eyes. John Goodman is truly a great cartoon character. Number 1. Bugs Bunny from Looney Tunes. Rabbits are pretty neat, I guess. Well, that was my list of favorite cartoon characters. I'm sure I impressed each and every one of you people watching this video with my choices. If I didn't, that's probably because you had a heart attack after hearing this awesome list. If you're still alive, feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you for my next list. See you later!
What the fuck? Why isn't your favorite cartoon Batman the Animated Series?